My name is Mokocha Kennedy. I'm the spokesperson of Obedient Movement Southeast. I'm also the town crier for the Village Boys Movement. Also a member of NDIF. That's a lot. The election has come and gone. The only thing we can thank God is that Osun people, against all odds, were able to vote the candidate of their choice, and against all intimidation, they came out in mass and were able to deliver their governor. What happened in Osun State on Saturday wasn't an election, it was a war. So what the people of Osun State and the governor, Prince Ademola Adeleke, what he won was a war that was brought to him by the APC-led administration and by the APC in Osun State. So it wasn't an election, it was a war. But thank God that the people stood against oppression. They stood against the rascality of APC. They stood against the militarization of their state, which was meant to intimidate them not to come out and vote. So what the people of Osun State demonstrated on Saturday was that when a people are united, when they stand together, that they can actually come against every form of intimidation and oppression. It's a whole lot, it means a whole lot, even though Ademola Adeleke is not in our party, it's in our Accord party. But a whole lot of us supported him, a whole lot of us that are not even members of our Accord party supported him. We supported him that in the sense that he mustn't be in our party. We want democracy to flourish in Nigeria, irrespective of the party, irrespective of the candidate. That people should be able to vote candidate of their choice and their vote should count. Democracy is the government of the people, for the people, by the people and for the people. And therefore, whosoever the people wishes to vote, democracy does not give you what you want at all times. But the beauty of democracy is periodic election and the ability of the people to vote candidates of their choice, to go out and vote and their votes should count. What the lessons we learned on Saturday was that come 2027, because my fear going into the election was that I was thinking that the people of Osun State would be intimidated. And if they had been intimidated, it means that other peoples of this country will say, oh, what are we going to vote? Why do we have to vote if our vote will not count? So the people of Osun State showed resilience in the face of adversity. They came out, they stood their ground against all odds, like I've noted before. They were able to vote and they stood there until the vote counted. They stood there, they voted in their polling units, they followed it to their collection centers, and they stood there until that election. So what lessons we will learn, at least for NDC and the Obedient Movement, the Kwakwansia, the lessons we will learn is that in 2027, we know that we are not going into a normal election. We are going into an election that APC is going to come all out. They are going to use every instrument of power. They are going to use all intimidation. They are going to use styles. They are going to bring all form of rascality. But what we learned in that Osun State election, that a people that stand united cannot be broken. There's an old saying that said that the power of the people is greater than the people in power. So the lessons are that come 2027, they are going to come out. Like what the people of Osun State did, we are going to come out. No matter the intimidation, no matter the provocation, we are going to come out and make sure that we vote. We will not only vote, we have to stand there that our vote is counted and make sure that whoever that we voted, is being declared. Yeah, it's both. It's both in the sense that APC does not have any other plan. APC does not have any other plan than to rig election. They don't have any other plan. The only way they tend to rig the election is by intimidation, is using the security apparatus, is using INEC. And that's why I said what happened in Osun State on Saturday wasn't an election, it was a war. The people of Osun State won a war, like I noted even before this speech. They won a war. Adeleke won a war. So what they brought to INEC, now let me tell you something. Remember there is a time gap between the time the election was announced. There was a time gap when INEC stopped collecting results. They stopped uploading at the IRF. Remember also that the president announced the result before the INEC, because when the president congratulated INEC, they were still counting the vote, which means it is as though INEC actually waited for permission before they could even announce the result, because there was a time gap, almost 5 hours, that they could not upload any results, which means they wanted to rig the election. But when they saw that the people came out, that the people were not going to allow that to slide, they were forced to announce the result. So we are not expecting anything from so much from INEC. Remember also that in the last before 2023, at the build up to 2023 election, there was an off-season election that was held in Anambra State, in Osun State, and one other place, either Ekiti. And those elections, INEC actually did something that looks like, a free and fair election. Their instrument, everything worked. IREF worked and all the rest of them. And people felt, because INEC did this, that in the general election they were going to do better. But unfortunately, in the general election, everything that worked in off-season did not work. So it's not what this election shows, that INEC has the capacity to conduct a free and fair election. But they will not want to conduct free and fair election because APC is the one that tells them what to do. And APC does not have any plan. They have failed the people of this country, and they know that Nigerians want to vote against them. So they are going to come with intimidation, they are going to come with fraud, but the power of people is always greater. My advice for this in my own party, what we are saying and what we have even started doing, is to make sure that we mobilize Nigerians. We are going to make sure that, because right now, when you ask some people on the city, they will say, our vote will not count, I'm not going to come out and vote and all this stuff. So what NDC should do is to make sure that they do mass mobilization, mass sensitization, to tell people that your vote will count. If your vote will not count, they will not buy it. They will not buy your vote. If your vote does not matter, political parties or political actors will not buy your vote. So the reason why they buy, in Osun State, people rejected 20,000 naira, people rejected 15,000, people rejected 50,000. When they wanted to buy them, they say no, they can never sell their votes. Now NDC has to mobilize people, go on the streets, go everywhere, go in the mosque, go in the church, go in the marketplace, go in schools, everywhere, on the streets, talk to Nigerians. Tell them there is need for us to redeem ourselves. There is not that person that is going to come from anywhere to redeem. It is the peoples of this country that will redeem ourselves. So what NDC will do, and what we have even started doing, you can see that the national leader of the party, Senator Seriaki Dixon, is not sleeping. Every day he's consulting with people. Just a few days ago, his former colleagues in AD, in Alliance for Democracy, came to his house. They brainstormed. The party chairman is working. So you can see him every day. His Excellency, former governor of Kano State, Musa Kwankwaso PhD. Every day he's in the north mobilizing people, going to Bauchi, going to Katsina, going to Sokoto, going to Borno, going to Bauchi, going to all these places. You see P2Bs everywhere. The other day yesterday he was in Kogi, he was in Anambra, he was in Enugu State, he was in Osun, he was in Lagos. He came back, he's going to go to the north. He was in Nasarawa the other day. So these people are moving by the clock every day. And NDC, we are getting on. In short, Nigeria is even yet to see what NDC is going to do in this election. But the lesson is that NDC has to mobilize Nigerians to know that the only way we can defeat these people is to come out in mass and overwhelm them. In short, the only way people can rig is if you don't have a substantial amount of people in a particular unit, a particular local, you cannot rig. So the only thing we have to do is to come out in mass and against all us. They are going to intimidate us. They are going to, use security apparatus. They are going to use everything. They are the party in power. But the power of the people will always be greater if we mobilize ourselves, if we come out and vote and make sure that our vote is counted. No, Nigerians have to come out and vote. I think any right-thinking person will know that APC has failed. APC, since they came in 2015, they have not done anything good. There is no aspect of our life that APC has improved. Everything that they met, they worsened it. They met fuel price, at was it 150? In short, they met fuel price at 87 naira. They took it from 87 to 150, 200, 250, 400. And this one now took it to 1,300. They met exchange rate as about either 250 or 1. Today they've taken it to 1,000 something. Everything they met, they have increased. They have, squandered the economy. They have actually imported poverty in the country. Right now, as we speak, more than 160 million Nigerians are living in multi-dimensional poverty. That is NBS, Nigerian Bureau of Statistics. Right now, as we speak, Nigeria is the most terrorized country in the world, the fourth terrorized country in the world. That is Amnesty International. Nigerians out of school children, about 80 or 120 out of school children, infant mortality rate. Our health sector is being vandalized. Nothing is happening there. Nigerians don't even take, except those of them who can afford to go to a trip abroad. Our roads, people cannot go on our. In short, I was at the airport on Sunday a few days ago. If you see the crowd that was in the airport, and I met somebody who told me he borrowed money to fly because he was afraid that he might be kidnapped on the road. So people cannot actually get from one destination without even fearing that they will be kidnapped. In short, as we speak, many Nigerians are living in IDP as we speak. Many Nigerians are living with their captors in various bushes in this country. So insecurity, poverty, agriculture, everything is in shambles. So these governments have done their worst. What Nigerian people will do is to say enough is enough. And come 2027, Nigerians are going to vote APC out. Nigerians are going to vote. Our duty is to make sure we mobilize Nigeria. There is no single person except those people that is taking political money, or those ones that are political appointees. There is no sane person, there is no person in their right thinking mind that will say that APC have done well. APC is insecurity. Short, let me make this final point. APC is insecurity. I want to take that again. APC is insecurity. And if we vote APC out, would have reduced insecurity by 50%. APC is poverty. If we vote APC out, we would have been able to reduce poverty by 80%. APC actually came to destroy Nigeria. And it is our duty as a people to say, we are not going to allow you to destroy us. We should allow democracy to flourish. And therefore, we should allow people who have competence, who have the capacity, people who have the empathy of the people to come and rule Nigeria. And His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi and His Excellency Musa Rabiu Kwankwaso is the best candidate that we can have at this time. Look at the presidency, the INEC form that he presented. He does not have primary school certificate. He does not have secondary school certificate. He has a university certificate. And people are asking, how can a man who does not have primary school certificate, who does not have secondary, how did he end up in university? So this man has been, when he was governor of Lagos State, when he went to, the form that he filled secondary school, they went and verified that the secondary school, he said, government college somewhere that was not in existence. As he said, he graduated in 1970. That school was founded in 1974. He said he went to one other distance. He said he went to Chicago, University of Chicago, and they found that it was a lie. Everything about that man had been fraud. Nobody knows his real name. Nobody knows where he came from. You see, Ademola, the governor of Osun State, said that Tinubu is from his state. But everything about that man is fraud. Everything about him is fraud. We don't know his real name. Some people say his name is Yekini or Ogunlere. Some people say it's from Osun State. Some people say it's from Lagos State. Nobody knows where he came from. Nobody knows the school he went to. So this man is a fraud that we should not allow to continue. Nigeria is too big to have people whose character we cannot vouch for, whose identity we cannot know, whose educational qualified nobody can verify. This criminality has to stop, and it must stop in 2027. No matter what APC do in 2027, no matter what they do, they are going. No matter what they do, Nigerians are going to come out to vote. And it is our responsibility as NDC, Nigerian Democratic, to make sure that APC goes home. They are going to go. And not only they are going to go in 2027, we shall not see them again. The Bible says, suffer not the witch to live. APC is witchcraft, and we are not going to suffer them to live. Nigerians can no longer travel, safely on Nigerian roads. It has to stop.